Yeah, let's start. Oh, dude, I did a... Well, let's do our intro first. All right. Welcome to the Moose Lounge, and get ready for some smooth rhymes.
Some good times.
All right, let's get this thing started. We're back. We know we seem like we've been back for a while, but this is our first time back recording.
We were gonna decide if we should explain our hiatus, but then Eddie explained that this hiatus is really going to be 3 episodes deep into our hiatus. So
from you guys,
I'm sure you're wondering. Actually, I bet you that they're like, why aren't they talking about it? Episodes 1 and 2. Like, why haven't they explained where they've been?
So weird, not addressing the break.
So we'll explain. Just busy.
Yep, pretty much. That's it. Just busy.
Things
we have
going
full-time
on.
jobs and do other things.
Believe it or not, I know you would think this is our full-time job.
We're right there. We're right there, this close to quitting our jobs.
Yeah,
I'm not 10,000 more subscribers.
In case any of my coworkers are watching, I am not close at all to quitting my job.
Our 2 weeks notice are drafted. They're in a letter. They're in an envelope, ready to be dropped at any time.
Things that don't exist. That's the folder.
Would you get away with 2 weeks notice quitting your job?
I wouldn't. I mean, like, technically, I guess, but I wouldn't do that to my job, to be fair.
Yeah. My job would not go for that. It'd have to be a month notice.
At the end of the day, if you think about it like that, then yes, it wouldn't really fly, because my boss would be like, what?
Yeah, because you have so many projects to hand off.
Yeah,
and stuff,
and it's like, if I'm looking for a new job, I would just tell my boss, honestly.
Oh my God, when the last lady quit my current office, I work in a data analytics department. The process she had to go through leaving, documenting all of her projects and stuff, like, it made me not want to never quit. It seems like the worst, most intense, like, I'll have to write pages and pages and pages of descriptions of dense analyses just to leave. I thought about that once. Just to leave.
I, 2 years ago, started a Brian's Daily Things to pass along, and then I started writing. I was like, I don't want to do this, and I'm so glad, because that list would be
so different,
obsolete.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
Exactly.
Or in the moment, you could just be a dick. Like, if you know you're never going to even work in that industry again, you just
even then though, it's like,
don't show up.
Bad recommendations going forward.
That's how I quit. I used to be a cashier, as you know, at Aeropostale.
Great job.
The way I quit was we went to our friend Tegan's party. And we were going to go, and I was scheduled to work that day. And it was like the worst job. Don't work in customer service or just anywhere customer facing. It is the worst. And I hated it. And so that day, I was scheduled to go in, but Tegan had her party, and I just went to the party.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, too.
I saw them calling. I just didn't answer ever. As far as they're concerned, I was kidnapped and killed.
I mean, didn't your grandma, have so many fake issues on behalf of that job? Wasn't your grandma constantly?
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. I would not go in all the time because my grandmas were dying. Something was going on. It just sucks. You sit there and you have to ask every single person that same dumb question, like, hello, would you like to sign up to receive emails and coupons? And they say no.
I was going to say
and so you just, you spend your day, you get rejected 2,000 times for the one thing you want.
So you're just practicing for your dating life in the future.
Exactly. My dating life paled in comparison to this. This was way worse, because even the ugly girls were like, no.
I'll one up that. I had to, when I was an intern 4 years ago or something at this marketing agency. Basically, we had a client that was a new building, and part of their marketing plan was to hand out chocolate covered pretzels, individually wrapped, basically chocolate bars, with their building name on it. And they were like, oh, sweet, these 2 young, sexy interns can strap on some T-shirts and get on the corner of New York and just hand out free chocolates.
Free chocolate bars and their bodies.
Sell our bodies. It was, people were so sketched out, which didn't make sense to me, because it was, we wanted nothing. But everyone was just get the fuck away from me. What do you mean free? And the people that would notice would take 5, and I'd be like, dude, take 10. The quicker I get rid of these things, the quicker I go home. But it was the worst job ever. And like you said, so much rejection, so much get the fuck out of my face. People get mad. I'm like, dude, I'm giving you free candy.
Yeah.
Get in my van.
Oh, I couldn't imagine doing it on the street.
Streets of New York. I mean, I see those like PETA. I don't even know if it's PETA, but like the yellow jacket people that attack you on the street, they're always in front of my office.
Or whatever. I feel
Trying
like
to get me to sign up to like save animals and stuff.
I feel like there's a bunch of different people. There are a bunch of different causes that all do that.
No,
like,
they're brutal though. Like some of them have gotten in my face, like danced in front of me, and I'm like, dude,
Same.
that's kind of ridiculous. Like
Same.
You're playing a dangerous game out here. I mean, it's annoying, and I'm a normal person, so I can't imagine. Like, I guess they're not going after like particularly crazy looking people, but maybe it's a testament how normal we look, how approachable we are.
Or how gullible we look, ready to sign up for these things.
Well, hopefully I'm building a reputation in the city because I'm for 400,000 attempts.
Everyone that gives out flyers, they're like, stay away from this guy.
From this guy. He's. I mean, like immediately triggers me. I'm just like, why? Because like if you just ask and don't get in my way, fine. But the second they like jump and make a move in front of me, like to slow me down, I'm like, you think the speed of my walk is going to determine if I stop right now? Like, oh man, I'm already going so slow. I might as well talk to this guy about giving him money.
Yeah. It's the slow walkers. Also, while it's lovely for us, I sense the crackling fire. It's going to.
We could stop.
Make this audio.
I was thinking about that too.
I don't know if you noticed, it's Christmas time. Not really. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. But we have a fire. We have the fire stream.
Well, I was also thinking about the time this episode comes out.
Yeah, but also just like I can hear that one.
I didn't realize that one was on.
Yeah,
that one's.
We have multiple screens.
Hold on, if we stop talking, let's see if the mic picks it up. You listeners at home can tell us. Can you hear the fire?
We turn into Dora. Shh. Nice job.
Oh yeah, you can totally hear the fire.
Yeah, dude, you can hear it.
Go turn it off.
Oh, it has to be over there?
Yeah.
All right, I'll turn it off. Say something interesting.
Eddie is recently circumcised. We can cut it if he's like.
It's not. What? That's a cutting joke.
We can cut it if you'd like.
No, it's fine. I've come to peace with my circumcision.
I mean, I want to say recent.
Yeah, 22. It's been 6 years.
So it feels recent.
7 years. It was 21.
I guess recent relative to everyone else's that's been circumcised.
Compared to most people, my circumcision has happened way more soon. You know what was funny? Is that people always tell me to do a bit on it, but there's another comedian in New York City that does a getting circumcised at an old age bit because he went through the same thing.
Damn.
And it's going to totally look like I'm just copying him. Like, no way, two guys.
You have to like pull up the surgery record.
Yeah,
dude, I swear to God.
Show them the scar around the tip of my penis. Be like, look, you
Does
don't get
your
that as
scar
a baby.
look different than mine?
What?
Does your
I don't
what my
know.
scar looks
I've
like.
not looked that closely at your
We'll
penis.
let you know next week.
I'm basing this entirely on porn. Like in the porn videos I've seen of circumcised guys, they don't have the noticeable scar I have. It's like ribbed for her pleasure is what my penis is.
I mean, you could honestly use that. Be like, I got a scar you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I waited till I was 21 to get circumcised for you, babe.
Did it all for you.
No, it was terrible. It's
I
like
imagine.
just the weeks after, it's so impossibly sensitive. You can't walk even in sweatpants. It's like if your eyeball was in your pocket.
Yeah, that's what I remember you telling me. And I was like, that sounds pretty ass.
Oh my God, dude. So like, I would go to work and just stand in one spot. I wouldn't move, and I would just yell, like I'd be yelling about the dumbest shit. Like one of my athletes is like getting something from the shed, and I'd be like, under the shelf, the back left of the shelf, because I just don't want to walk over there.
There's so many shelves. He's just like, damn, I wish Coach Eddie would just help me.
Yeah, like, can you just come show me? Like, no, I'm not walking that far. I'm a couple steps from the boat.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it was worth it, right? You're happy you're mad?
Oh, yeah, it was medically necessary. So that's another way of saying worth it, yeah.
That sounds so intense when you put it like that.
Yes.
Like, you were fine. We don't have to get into the specifics.
It gets so graphic. But
we
things were
definitely
rapidly...
don't want to get... We're going to get demonetized if you go on this on
No,
YouTube.
apparently, as long as you talk about these things from an educational perspective, you can do it.
I feel like any... like manager at YouTube looking into this case, but like these guys have no educational value.
But dude, like, who is it? Tom Segura always plays this video on his podcast where it's like a dude who shows you how to douche if you're a gay guy, like how to douche your butthole, and he like shows everything. But because he does it in such like a
Educational.
professional teacher way.
Yeah.
It's just on there, but it's his whole butthole just on YouTube. But because he's explaining it.
Could I like educationally show how to smoke crack and be like, this
Yeah,
is how
as
you
long
do
as
it.
you're describing
This is
it.
what happens to you after.
Yeah. You document the entire life process. You know, you lose your job, you lose your house. Here, at this point, your family has abandoned you, determined to force you to rock bottom.
And again, this is all for scientific educational purposes.
You know, have you ever seen that guy, Nico Avocado?
Can't say I'm familiar with the,
Oh my
the
God,
name.
dude.
What does he do? Maybe I'm familiar with
Mukbangs?
his craft. That I'm familiar with.
He's like the mukbang guy.
He's the mukbanger.
He's a mukbanger.
Well, we have something to pull up on our big
yeah,
stream
I'll
for
pull
the
up
first
a
time.
photo of him, or maybe like do Nico Avocado. Nico.
I'm sure there's.
Yeah, him, and then just do images.
Oh, it's Nikado.
Mikado Avocado.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come on, bro.
No, 'cause
Oh,
you need
I
like
actually
a-
have seen
you need
him.
a
Isn't he
before
like
and
kind of
after.
skinny now?
But you need a before and after.
Oh, I need it before and after. I thought you said mute it. Should I mute it?
Yeah, you should mute it.
Let's do. Oh, what if we
Just
put
get
it on-
off this page. We don't need to be on his YouTube page. Go back to Google.
Can you hear it in your headphones?
Yeah, because
Nice.
it's coming through the mic.
Yeah. Well, now it's coming through our headphones,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah.
What am I looking at here?
You should do before and after. The point is, he
Jeez.
gained so much weight, and like, he's wildly popular,
Oh wow.
and he makes you so sad to watch. You watch him now, like he's got a boyfriend, and the boyfriend will be like in tears.
Wait, he's lost weight now.
It's just whatever he's doing. But I saw one video, and it's him and his boyfriend, and they're chowing down like blue noodles of some kind.
Ooh.
It was like spicy hot Cheeto noodles or something like that. And the boyfriend is just in tears, being like, "You ruined my life," because he did the same thing to him.
I'm listening.
And basically, it's like it's very difficult to watch. Super depressing.
I think we're gonna get a quick snippet. Oh man, I already don't like this.
He's with his boyfriend. Oh, maybe it wasn't the
Oh
blue
god,
noodles.
they're like, it's like Taki shit. It's spicy.
It's whatever. It's the grossest combos. This isn't the video because he's the one where he eats with his boyfriend. But
Maybe his boyfriend's in the noodles.
no, because they do the mukbang together. Because like they're having a heart to heart. The boyfriend's like trying to break up with him, and they're still like shoving food in their face for the. So like you almost think it's
Damn.
staged, but it seems so authentic.
They're just
Because
too
they're
deep in
crying.
at that point. That's like the only time they have to actually talk to each other. But they
Is on the
also have to
video.
get a mukbang in. At
Yeah.
The same. Imagine you're going through a brutal divorce, but it's like, babe, I know things have been tough, but we got a mukbang tonight.
My viewers need me.
Does your personal trainer mukbang like this?
There are like some hot ladies that do mukbang.
Do you know who Rain? I don't know. Rain Go Crazy, I think is her name.
No.
She is so small, but she absolutely.
That's got to be like a fetish thing for sure.
Let's just see. Rain Food Eater.
Rain food eater. That almost sounds racist.
Rain
Raina Huang.
is crazy.
Raina
She's
Huang. Oh,
very small, dude. I've seen her do like challenges that are like an hour long in like 15 minutes. Like she just destroys it.
Oh my god.
She's a beast. She's an absolute beast. I bet you she ate this in like 5 fucking minutes.
Dude, I heard about this girl that had this like hormone imbalance in her brain, so she could never tell when she was full. Like that she just didn't produce
It's like
that
a
hormone.
thyroid
What?
issue, right?
No, it was way more extreme than that. Like she
I think that's
literally.
like the premise of a thyroid issue, that you don't know when you're full. Like your brain is tricked.
Okay, well, this girl.
I could be so wrong.
Yeah, I don't know enough. I always think a thyroid. I always say like, oh, my sister has a thyroid condition where if she eats like shit and doesn't exercise, she gains all this weight. It's a weird condition.
Crazy condition.
But no, this girl, like, she wouldn't stop eating because she always felt hungry. So like when she was young, when I heard about her, like her parents had to have all their cabinets locked because she would just go down there and she could eat herself to death potentially.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I know too many people with a thyroid issue for that to be a common symptom, eating yourself to death.
Have you heard of people that like they get drunk off of food, like their body decomposes or
Auto brewery syndrome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds terrible.
that does. Well, it's just wheat. Or, it's like
So you
stuff
can't
that
eat,
can
like,
ferment.
gluten based.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Like you could still eat steak or whatever, you know.
thank God.
I'm sure it comes with a host of other problems. I doubt it's
Yeah,
just
right.
there's
The
one fun
superpower.
feature where if you it's never like just that. You
No.
always get that little highlight, but then it's like also
Only
your
in the
legs
movies.
fall off.
Yeah.
Like,
In the movies, that would be something where like he also shoots like burgers out of his hands.
well,
too,
yeah,
so
or
he has to do-
bourbon. No, it'd be some alcohol. He shoots like
I
people
don't know
get
why I
drunk
went to
just by
burgers.
people get drunk just by smelling him or something like that.
He intoxicates people like with his voice.
And he's like the sleazy pickup guy. He's like, "Do you find me intoxicating?"
You have something behind your.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I'm so vulnerable. We're just watching this.
I know. He's got the mukbang girl up on the TV, and it's, most of the video is her boobs.
I really like the first comment.
What does it say?
That guy. He's. You can't see that from here, dude. Get
Can you
some
finish an
glass.
entire meal? Oh, that picture. I was trying to read it, yeah. It's the picture from Fight Club where the dude is meeting Bob with the tits.
Oh, I forgot that picture.
Yeah.
What cancer do they have in that movie?
Well,
what does
he
Bob have?
doesn't have cancer. He goes to cancer. Oh, Bob had testicular cancer. So he's a eunuch because his testicles had been removed.
Damn,
That's why he had the boobs.
you're really factuated on
I
Bob.
love Fight Club.
Not to interrupt this lovely conversation, but we're 18 minutes in, and I don't know if we've even addressed. Do we have a topic this week?
Yeah, well, I was going to talk about stats if we needed one.
Oh,
because I could talk about that without thinking.
Stop talking about.
No, I was going to do useful stats, like stuff you
Aren't all
would
stats
use.
essentially supposed to?
No,
I
stuff
guess
like
no. That's a lot.
people in general. You run into stats every time you read a news article. It's full of stats.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't even really.
You
They
can't
use
even
the, everyone
see the
uses them
stats.
wrong. You know what I mean?
So are you? Oh,
I was going to give some examples,
that sounds nice.
but we've been forced on this topic now. It feels unnatural. That's fine. We're diving in. We're talking about statistics. I
Well-
work as a statistician.
Hold on one second. Is this a more natural transition into statisticians?
There it is. We needed a sneeze. A sneeze to bring us in.
There we go. All right, yeah.
But
tell
like
me about
normal
some cool-
stats, like everyone sees the average everywhere.
everywhere.
And news articles constantly people talk about the average.
Yeah.
It's actually like a really bad stat
Why?
because it's very misleading. Its biggest problem is like it's sensitive to outliers.
Okay.
So imagine this. Imagine there's 50 people in a room, and there's normal people. There's some average salary in that room. Okay. Some people will be at the top. They have way more. Some people will have way less.
Sure.
But the moment Jeff Bezos steps into that room, everyone else then has below average salaries.
Correct.
Because he bumps that average up so much. So you could be the second richest guy in the room and be statistically below average. So it's very misleading just to hear the average in a lot of different cases. Because
guess
you don't know what
If
data
there's
points
any
are
crazy
included in that.
outliers. Similarly, if someone who's like $1 billion in debt walks in and you're now
Yeah, now you're... Well, he
Bet
would bump
Jeff
everyone up.
Bezos.
He would be... That would have the reverse effect, but yes. It's
Yeah,
the
that's what
same.
I meant. Like,
Yeah, everyone has
everyone is-
above average. Yeah. Yes. But exactly. It's by this same logic that every time Ellen DeGeneres enters a room, everyone else seems like less of a cunt. Because she bumps the average, the average
I
up
guess
so high.
the second she walks in, you're immediately like,
Yeah,
the
suddenly
nicest
you're like,
person.
oh, Steve is not bad at all.
He's actually a really good guy.
below average. And
So really, you don't have to become richer or better. You just have to hang out with poorer and
Yeah.
shittier people, and by comparison, you'll be fucking awesome.
exactly. So people say the average is like what group or whatever. Like people. This was big when everyone was on about the 1%ers. You know what I mean? But if you make more than $36,000 a year, at a global scale, you are a 1%er. You're in the top 1% of richest people.
Yeah,
So it's like they draw the lines to make it seem that way.
it does always kind of fine line
Yeah.
get crafted to be a nice stat.
Yeah, basically, if you read something and it only provides one statistic, like a percentage or an
It's
average,
bullshit.
it's not enough. Maybe it's accurate. Maybe it does accurately reflect it, but that by itself is just not enough information for you to be confident of anything.
Which is fair.
Like even like when we do reports, it's huge tables of stats, all
yeah.
these different ways of describing it because you have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just one means nothing.
I do some reporting myself.
Okay.
And similarly, you can't just, depends on who we're selling it to. Sometimes it's like less is more.
Yeah.
But if a client wants more information, that's probably a smart client.
It's really great. I love the you can. There's just a fun way of using statistics to kind of make whatever point you want. Like, women should not be able to vote because maybe we did this already, but 100% of all nuclear bombs have been dropped since they are in the right to vote. 0 nuclear bombs. Women get the right to vote. Suddenly, nuclear city.
Suspicious.
Seems suspicious. I'd like to go back to a time when there were no nuclear bombs.
I would like to note that if we have done that twice, it has been you both times, and now you're starting to build a character. The viewers at home are going to start to wonder.
I tried to. Dude, there's a PowerPoint show, and I really want to do a PowerPoint on exactly that topic.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, there's like a comedy show where you're supposed to do it to a PowerPoint.
I see.
And I like.
I've seen your TikToks where you do the stats.
Yeah,
do well.
yeah,
They're funny.
similar. So like I could do something like that, but it would be about how women shouldn't vote, and it would all just be misleading statistics like that. Just like, and that would be the final punch. And they're like, finally, if nothing else has convinced you, how about nuclear war? Is that the deal?
And if that no one's on board with nuclear war, then you could just be like, wow, guys, take a
For real?
good long look in the
For
mirror
real?
when you get home.
You could also do it
Nuclear
in tragedies.
warfare.
Number of 9/11s before women had the right to vote. After.
Again, just hearing you say it now for the 5th time, I think differently of you. I would imagine at this point. And our viewer at home is, if you've made it this far, they've probably unfollowed.
Or they're convinced and they've seen the light. They've realized the truth.
They're like, damn, I didn't realize how much I like this podcast. It's holy shit.
I knew it.
Finally.
I was thinking there's been a lot of
Finally.
nuclear stuff going on lately.
Wow, it all makes sense. Did you? I watch South Park like once a year, and it's for the specials they
Yeah.
do. Did you watch the new one?
Yeah, I watched it.
So funny.
So good, dude.
I was cracking up.
The Panderverse.
Dude, they're just all looking for, the guys are all looking for an excuse. He's like, I knew it wasn't us not knowing how to do shit anymore. It's fucking Kathy Kennedy's fault.
Oh, yeah. It's Kathy Kennedy's fault. And the handymen are all wealthy
Oh, it's
now.
so funny. I was cracking up. A good show to me, I think I've mentioned this before, is one that like sitting alone sober makes me laugh out loud. And
Yeah.
that episode was making me crack up.
Oh,
Like,
South Park is undefeated.
it really, the specials, I feel like they do the best because they seem so perfect every single time. And like, they're so relevant. Like, it's awesome how quick they crank it out. So it's like, everything is always timely, which is why I feel like it's not a great show to watch back as much as it is to like watch live. Like South Park, when they come out with a new episode, it's something that happened like last week.
Yeah, it's relevant.
It's crazy. It's
Some,
like the
some
news.
you can watch back. Some
Yeah, no. Well, it's like
I
Saturday Night
the-
Live when you're watching back. Like the jokes don't make as much
True.
sense.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like when you're in the heat of it, the jokes are perfect because it's like, yeah, I was just thinking that last fucking
Yeah,
week.
just reading about this.
Now
or
it's
something.
Cartman saying
Yeah.
it.
No, it was awesome. We're unbelievable.
It's so good. Baldur's Gate 3. Did you ever play that, or do you know what it is?
What?
Baldur's Gate 3. That's what the alternate universe Cartman is trying to play the whole time. That video game. So
No,
I just
I've never played.
it's basically what's the game? Dungeons and Dragons, or what's the
That's a game.
where you like are like making a story essentially.
Yeah, that sounds like Dungeons
It's
and Dragons.
essentially that, but in video game form, and they crushed it. Like, it's supposedly very, very good.
Oh, yeah?
You're like rolling dice to determine things, so there's a ton of storyline, and then it's got some like overhead kind of like click and point style gameplay.
Mhm.
But it was crushing it, and it's like raunchy as hell too. So everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this dragon if I roll a 9."
That's it. These are those ads.
That's what it
that
all
come
gets
up-
down to, baby.
These are the ads that come up on Pornhub, like, you won't last 30 seconds playing this game.
It's like some fucking Demigorgon having sex with a princess. You're like, oh,
yeah,
man.
it's something crazy like that.
Am I the princess of the Demigorgon? Or
No, I've not played that game. I always felt like
I never played it either, but it was a lot of my timeline was that. That looked
your
pretty cool.
timeline.
I'll like follow games that I don't even play, and then my TikTok and Twitter.
Oh,
I'm just
your
like,
literal. Okay, I understand now.
Oh,
I
not
thought you
my-
meant your
my metaverse
timeline, like in this timeline. I've not played, but in other timelines.
Yeah, this version of Brian hasn't
Yeah.
played, but I'm sure other
versions.
metaverse Brians have played.
Oh my god, they love
I'm
it.
saying metaverse, I mean like multiverse.
Multiverse. So many verses.
Mark
It's just-
Zuckerberg's in my head, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Now there's like sci-fi. Now everyone knows sci-fi terms just because of all the movies and like
Well,
the metaverse.
Yeah, but that's
know.
what it's all about. The more the merrier.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying it like a bad thing. It's just
You
funny.
sounded upset.
Yeah, this used to be just for
This is all for the nerds.
the nerds.
Now even my girlfriend knows what a metaverse is.
No, she doesn't.
I feel like Anne knows what the metaverse is.
I would be surprised.
We'll ask her next time, and I bet you she'll know.
She'll maybe she'll be like, Facebook.
You don't even know what I don't even know what the metaverse is. It's like I know what it is, but
It's just the virtual world.
yeah, but I
In the
mean, like,
metaverse.
what the hell are you doing in there? Jerking off?
I don't know.
Fucking.
I did see a
giraffes.
podcast with Mark Zuckerberg recently where they had on the VR headsets in the
I
metaverse.
saw that too with what's his name?
Lex Friedman.
Yeah,
And
that
they
shit was
looked-
crazy.
It looks perfect.
They look so real.
Yeah, but it was also just their
Isn't it
heads.
funny that those headphones they like take? I guess it's like a video of your face and then project that video on the screen.
I was thinking that same thing. I wonder if they did like scans first. You know what I mean?
I don't know exactly how it works, but
Yeah.
that is so funny to me. It's like it's supposed to look exactly like your face when your face is literally right there. I guess it makes more sense because I think you're not even getting, you're getting a live camera feed. So they're essentially getting a digital rendition now. Because it would be creepy as fuck if it was just like video of your eye.
Okay. My guess at how it works is that they do a pre-scan before they put them on.
I think
So
that
they
is-
know how the face is shaped and what it looks like.
And then they just
and
like,
then they
match
just
your
the thing
movements.
they use maybe a camera to get your blinks and then listen to you talk for
I'm
your
not
mouth.
100% sure though because like it's just your eyes. It's not
We should
your
watch it
face.
again and like I wish he was on there like making faces like like puffing his cheeks out and stuff just to see how it all goes.
For your version, you mean like Mark? Because I think that's different than like the average humans setup.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
the average ones.
Yeah. Well, the average one I'm saying it's just like goggles, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a screen, so it's not like they don't want to make it so that because when you're wearing the goggles, they have cameras on the outside, so that you can essentially do shit, and it has like a interface. But if you were looking at me, like I could see you, but you can't see my eyes, and they didn't want that to be like creepy, so they made it so that there's like a really good virtual version of my eyes scanned on the outside, like projecting out.
Oh.
But it's not your eyes. So
Oh,
like if
that's
I blink,
weird.
if I close my eyes, I think those close their eyes too. But it's not like really the vision. But what I'm looking at is real. They're looking at like
So like if we were both sitting here with VR headsets on,
correct. We would be
I
looking at
look
each other's like
okay.
virtual eyes, basically,
Gotcha.
which is just funny to me because your real eyes are right fucking
Yeah,
there.
behind 8 inches of VR technology.
But I mean, you've had those headphones on. They're freaking sick.
They're awesome, dude. I
Freaking
did a
sick,
hunting
man.
version of it out in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And like you always put
so
them on
cool.
and you're like, I'm not gonna fall for this. I know it's a virtual world. And
then
then you're
you
in
end
there
up,
and
like,
I'm like,
freaking out.
I'm in the safari. I'm in the safari and I need to hunt this lion.
No one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
This is real.
I like how you just it's
It's
crazy
so-
how easily you're tricked.
Well, I mean, we're such noobs to the VR world. Like, if we see something and feel something and hear something, it's like this is happening.
Yeah, the sound was good too.
Yeah, the
Like,
sound is what really gets it when it like moves along your hair. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. We were doing it was deer running across, and you had to shoot them with a rifle. And so like you could hear the deer start over here and like run this way.
That's
it was-
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, Casey had a VR, my old roommate, and it was cool, but just like it was an older one. It was like a V1 Oculus. It's not very inclusive. It's like one guy's doing it on the couch, and the rest of us just like, what's going on in there?
Oh, okay.
He's like,
I thought
oh,
you
dude,
meant,
I'm in a
like-
fucking safari.
I thought you meant like, yeah, not very inclusive. They don't work on Puerto Ricans. Like just like some weird.
Yeah, dude. They said I was too tan.
Yeah,
What the
too
fuck?
tan. Weird or not tan enough.
the
It's
middle of
weird,
the
can't
summer,
figure
I
it
don't
out. They're in that.
I like that we just have this Raina's crazy girl. I'm about to give
I
her
like
a follow,
it. She
dude.
looks like Reina is crazy. The mukbang girl looks a little bit like
She's a beast.
she's a beast. She looks like she'd be very ugly without makeup.
No, I
The
think
vibes
she's
I
pretty.
get.
If she's watching this, dude.
Oh God, I'm
Hit
so
me up.
sorry, Reina. I have no excuse. I'm not sorry. That's what I think. Prove me
my-
wrong. I would love to be proved wrong.
I would love to grab a meal with you.
I admit it. And you know what? The videos where it's mostly
looks
her breasts.
beautiful. I think she's hot.
I agree. She looks beautiful in these photos. But like, go back. So I don't want to have to post all these photos on the video. It's such a pain. Go to
Just
like
her
the
page.
second photo. Second most recent.
She looks looking good to me.
I agree.
And I think post makeup, pre-makeup.
I think post or
Raina, you hit me
pre-makeup.
up. I like food.
Yeah.
All right, enough of you judging.
Yeah, get her out of here.
Get you out of here.
Gonna keep staring at her.
Give me some more dumb stats.
Sure, I got another one for you. Another one you should never trust is a percentage increase, especially if that's the only thing they give you.
Okay, why?
Because you could be like, Cincinnati, Ohio had a 400% increase in cases of, or in crime. Meanwhile, last year they had 1 burglary.
Now they have 4.
You need the base numbers.
I see.
Otherwise, it is meaningless. You see this one constantly.
Yeah.
If they give just the percentage and no base numbers, it's because it's not that bad, and they want it to seem very bad.
Or vice versa, like
Yeah, or vice
we
versa.
only lost 1% revenue. It was like $4 billion.
Yeah, $4 billion, exactly. Yeah, so when it's that by itself, it's almost meaningless because you're like, well, what percent of what? It should always be the question, percent of what?
It's just you just gotta ask follow-up questions, it seems.
Yes.
But it's really tough to ask a newspaper follow-up question.
So tough. If only we had some sort of
rarely get back to you.
Some sort of obelisk that contained the sum total of all human knowledge at our fingertips to confirm these things. If only
Mine
something
is
will-
recording this podcast, so unfortunately,
so you cannot.
I'll never know.
You do not have
I
that
am
thing.
on the trust system with these newspapers right now. Hopefully, they're just honest. The news would never lie.
Yeah. And let's be honest, we're not reading newspapers. When I said, I mean headline, basically. That's about
I
the
read the
extent.
occasional newspaper.
Me too, but it's never about anything topical. Like, I'll dive into an article about,
Like, what's juicy?
this lady had 3 arms. I'm like, all right, well, I'm interested.
Okay.
Like,
How the heck did she have 3?
yeah, like how...
Where is she shopping for
My
shirts?
first question is always, how functional is this third arm? Are we
Dude.
talking just a flab of skin, or is it,
If
stirring her
it's
tea?
100% functional, 100% functional, but it's on your back, like straight out your back. You keeping it? They can do a surgery to remove it, no problem.
Is it causing me pain
Nope, no
constantly?
pain. 100%
Then I'm
functional.
keeping it, yeah.
But it's so ugly.
Dude,
it's
I'm
the length
keeping
of
it.
your
I'm
arm,
going into
right
the...
in the middle of your back.
All right. If my
What
parents...
are you going into?
If my parents have any foresight, they start training me for the UFC as a child.
Oh, I don't think
I
you're
go
gonna be
in,
allowed.
my move is grab the wrists, beat him over the head like a scorpion with my third arm.
First of all, think about the position. It's straight out your back.
Yeah, but it has an elbow, and does it have shoulder movement?
You're gonna have to be you'd have to be punching.
Wait, is there shoulder movement or just elbow movement?
it's literally take this arm,
Okay.
and just put it right.
Yeah,
in
so
the
then,
center of
dude,
your back.
that could get over.
No,
That
'cause
could totally.
It's adjunct out.
I got you, but I got him. I bend down, boom, boom, boom.
But think about it. You can't punch the center of your back. It would be like this in
No,
reverse, but even harder.
but that's because my arms aren't on my back. Like this, this arm is.
I'm just saying. I think it would be harder
All right,
to
think
get.
of it this way: my right
Also, I
arm.
don't think you're getting into the UFC.
All right, I'm saying I'm trained from a child.
No.
My
With this third arm, I think they're gonna be like, nah.
why?
I don't know.
Then I have a lawsuit on my hands, and I am ready to. But my point is, my right arm.
If you're watching,
look at this.
China, would you let a guy with a third functioning arm into the UFC?
My right arm can punch over to my left side. My left arm can punch over to my right side. It stands to reason my back arm can punch over to my front side. It'd be headshots, I'm not hitting him in the nuts over the head.
That's what I'm
I mean?
saying.
But-
You'd be hitting in the top of the head, which you can't do.
Or I'd just go face. I kind of grab him, I duck down a little bit, and then it's arm straight over to the face.
I guess maybe if it was more like a Doc Ock arm, kind of like I can't even think of the right wording here. It's not going straight out. It's cruxed in. It's craned over.
Yeah, it's a little at an angle.
Like a little
from the back.
helper.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm with you, because then you're holding the guy and it's fucking punching. But just the way it would be out, it would be awkward to punch. I don't think it would be as helpful. I think if you fell on your back, it's catching you and
catches me.
throwing you fucking
just
back.
back up to standing.
Or just you get low and it's holding you back.
Oh, dude, or the spinning top move.
Oh,
all your
man.
arms out straight,
Dude,
and
that
you
arm
spin.
has to be so Also, the ladies are gonna fucking love
Oh
that
my
thing.
God, dude.
Oh man.
You can hook up with one of those 3-breasted women. She's like, I've been waiting for you.
What does that arm do, baby? What does it do? This thing
You
knock
go up,
someone
you're like-
out. I can.
You're like, you look like a girl that's never been properly caressed. You come in like, But you're at some weird angle. You're like, huh.
Yeah, right. You gotta like watch the corner of the room while your arm is going to work. Like, damn, this thing gets more action than me.
Oh, here's another benefit of the back arm that we didn't think of. You wipe perfectly. It's in the perfect position to just like.
Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna get. You can't see back there still.
But you can't see your butthole now.
No.
Okay.
More just like I feel like the arm. You could see your arms and you could see exactly where you're going. You can't see that arm at all.
I think I could do it eyes closed. I guess it'd be hard to check, if you're.
That's what I'm saying. Like what you're hitting or stuff. Like even just getting below. Like I'm sitting. My bowl is more like oval, and I'm on the back of the oval. I don't think there's a lot of room in between, especially for my hand to get in back there.
This is I stand to wipe. We've talked about this.
Oh
before.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
We don't need to get into
we don't
that.
need to get into this.
Standing to the wipe. This thing is like built to fucking be there.
It's the move. I wasn't even thinking of that problem.
Sleeping would be so annoying.
Sleep on your side. I already do that.
Good.
To sleep on your side.
It's not good for your back.
Oh well. Neither is having an arm on it. All right, I'm beyond that. I just need to sleep. Or
sitting
custom.
In a car would be so awful.
You ever see those massage tables where there's a hole in the bottom for your penis to hang down to get?
Yeah, no, that would have to be my setup.
That would be your bed, and your arm goes through the penis.
Driving, flying, anytime you're like sitting down.
It's custom everything. It's kind of like how little people.
Shaq has like.
Yeah, how Shaq is trying to stuff where like little people have like the long pedals.
T-shirts are like any clothes are gonna be fucking
tri-shirts.
You literally have to make your own shirt.
Well, that's easy enough. You just rip a hole in the back. That's what all your shirts
that's
are.
That's gonna look so stupid. No, I'm sure you're gonna have some like custom sleeves.
Well, how wealthy am I? Once I'm
Dude, you're a professional UFC fighter.
Once I'm a middleweight champion of the world, then yes, custom everything.
What else? Do you wear another like watch back there? Or like jewelry on that hand?
No, like you said, it's a pain to really look at it. Like you can probably, if you really crane your neck, you probably get a glance at the wrist where it's up here. But that's silly.
No, strictly for like bling purposes.
For bling? Oh, strictly for bling.
Like, are you wearing like rings and shit on that thing?
I guess. I don't know. I think it's unadorned.
You probably wear like a cool glove on it.
You could have a gun holster and like a fun spot.
Oh man!
Like you ever see what is it, Die Hard, where he's got the gun taped to his back?
Yeah.
That's just like where your gun is.
You'd be like the world's best assassin.
Oh my god, dude! The spinning top move, but with guns now. You've got 3 guns going full.
So you're on your back and you're just like.
Oh no! I imagine like you're standing. You have 3 guns and you just spin.
Oh.
You just spin and you get
in
all.
In my head, your one arm in the back was like spinning you as you.
Oh no! I was talking about literally just arms out, spinning in a circle.
Yeah, you get 3 guns.
Yeah, you got 3 guns. You're set.
No, you're right. Would you rather the arm be in your front or your back?
My back. I think front would be worse.
Really? That would be sweet. I feel like you basically just have 3 arms.
Everything. It would be such a pain to sit at this table to do anything. I guess. I don't know.
No, it would just be sloped
down. Now I'm thinking
like
about it. Like my arms are pretty.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't imagine them being in the way.
Slope down. I guess your shoulders are doing a lot.
Who has the best setup was like Machamp from Pokemon. He's got the 2 arms under the sides. They're basically in the same spot.
6?
He's got 4 arms.
What does his predecessors have? Or
2 arms.
The other 2 versions?
Yeah, it goes. It's like Machamp. Evolutions. You want?
Or did I write versions?
You wrote versions. Machamp, and someone else. Yeah, there. That picture.
Machoke.
Machamp. Yeah, Machamp's got the 4
he's
arms.
looking ripped.
This is like a weird sex version where they have boobs.
Why does he
This
have
is not
tits?
the normal Pokemon version. Ryan's pulling up Pokemon.
Deviant
porn.
Art. I'm sure this is a legit site.
What is it?
Deviant Art.
Deviant Art. This is the sexy Machamp.
They're all kind of.
Oh god,
that one was like the sexiest by far. Wait, they all just have tits.
It's all just Pokemon with tits.
This one doesn't have tits.
It doesn't even look different. This doesn't look deviant at all. That's the normal Eevee.
No tits. Where are the fucking Pokemon tits?
Yeah, give us some boobs. Pokemon boobs.
Tits.
Oh god, there's too many results for this. Jesus Christ.
This girl is just wearing a Pikachu hat.
Is she? Maybe she's a character we don't know about. Yeah, if the Pokemon characters in bikinis are something you're interested in, there's a lot of content out there for you.
Oh, let's see. Did you say SpongeBob?
SpongeBob boobs? Well, yes, these are
wait.
SpongeBob's not revolving. Oh, you switched it to boobs.
I spelled.
Sponge boob boobs.
Did I spell SpongeBob?
You said sponge boobs.
Oops. Wait, this is just Sandy.
It's just Sandy.
Cheeked up.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. I
No,
wanna
it
see
goes Patrick and SpongeBob. Scroll up a little.
Where?
Right there in the prom dresses. No, down on the left.
Oh,
Yeah.
good god. Poof.
All right, we're making more work for me. Let's stop looking at pictures on the screen. That's what takes so much time.
I'm so sorry.
It's all been that.
I can go to my history and I'll send you all the links.
Very nice. What time are we at?
We're at 42 minutes.
Nice. You want to do jokes? Finish up?
Yeah, that would be a nice short episode. Do you have any more stats for us, Mr. Stats
I
Man?
don't know. Those are the two. Those are the two that I encounter most often that annoy the bejesus out of me.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of others. There are other very complicated ones.
I took like a philosophy or some maybe it was a stats class. I don't fucking know. But they always said that like what you said the first time, where like, drownings go up whenever there's ice cream trucks around the corner.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like,
You can
'cause
find
there's ice
correlations
cream during
between
the
any-
summer and more people.
lots of things.
Exactly. So it
Yeah.
was correlation. And that was like were there those pivotal moments in college where like a professor said something and you were like, damn, I never thought of something like that. And you felt like your brain blasting.
On rare occasions.
I can't think of any
Rare
other off the
occasions.
top of my head right now,
No.
but like I do recall those situations happening a couple times where I was like, oh, nice. Like life is different now. It's like learning mushrooms almost, like a new
little bit.
evaluation.
I had some of those. I was still taking math classes. It's not the same.
Yeah.
When it wasn't that practical math. It was like some very
It's
abstract.
like, hey,
like
this thing you've never thought of before?
you ever one of the ones that I
You just
thought
had to do it.
it's terrible that I'm trying to describe this on a podcast. But if you have like a circle and you really misshape it. So like imagine you bent it long.
Ooh.
Imagine you bent circle long
That's
and then
horrible.
like kind of wrapped it into another spiral. So like
Fucking up this circle.
yeah, so like there's spots in this spiral where you're in the circle and spots where you're out.
Sure.
And it's very hard to tell at a glance
I
which one
imagine.
you're in. But there's a mathematical theorem where if you start at the center and go outwards, if the number of lines you've crossed on your way out is odd, you are outside the circle.
Okay. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that was a good description.
Yeah.
But that one I was like, that's pretty cool.
We just lost like 4 subscribers.
We
but
just
that's
lost,
fine.
or we gained 10. Who knows?
10 we don't want. If you subscribe after that, unsubscribe. I mean, this is not a math channel. Even though this is a stats
It is
episode. All right, let's
today.
do some jokes. We'll
Let's
keep
do
this
some
episode
jokes.
under an hour, and then with your fire editing, I'm sure it'll be...
Yeah, it'll be even. The editing only removes like a minute each time. It's like that
That 10
beginning part,
seconds.
and maybe we got up to get a drink halfway.
We didn't.
Pick Katu from there.
At random? Or
Yeah, I'm doing this one just because I wrote it poorly and because it's kind of hard to do.
I'm going to take this.
Okay. What are you struggling to read? I write these out, and after our producer Mike Stan gives them to me, and sometimes my handwriting's bad.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's not even that. I just thought that was the first sentence, so I was reading it like that. And
No,
I was
I
like,
always-
what?
It reads like,
I
tattoos.
get it now.
Want to go first, or shall I?
I'll go first.
Go for it.
Tattoos. Hands down, the best way to remember how cliche and unoriginal you were at one point. What's your least favorite cliche and unoriginal tattoo, or rather your favorite?
It's the wave, the single line wave on the rib cage that like everyone and their mom has.
That's pretty lame.
It's I'm sure the first person that got it, sick. Second person, still kind of cool. At this point, come on, think of something else.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
like, I don't
everywhere.
even. What do you just love the ocean at that point? I guess.
Yeah, but like, come on. There's other symbols out there. It's the exact same one. There's even, you ever seen a lot of girls like the ring? That's the wave, the single wave
That's
ring.
intense.
It's everywhere.
Tattoos totally can be like heat of the moment shit, and then you're like, I don't love it, but Gotta double down now. Love
Yeah.
it. Fucking yeah.
Like, you just have to.
I'm a kind of a wave in my own way. So
Something about the ocean just speaks to me.
yeah,
It makes
I
me
move and
feel
go
very,
like the waves. So
feel very in touch.
whatever. Am I gonna get this?
Let's
I got
see.
a crane over my. Oh, that was all wrist.
Not even close. Yeah, I could see you're hesitant on that one. The philosopher Nietzsche, renowned for his writing ability, was once quoted saying that he can say more in a single line than other philosophers could say in an entire book. His trick, run-on sentences.
Was that a run-on sentence?
No, he says he could say in one line more than other philosophers could say in a whole book because it's all one long sentence.
One line. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, he says it in one. All right.
Oh man.
They're not all bangers. They're not.
Maybe I was slow to that one.
Maybe we'll see.
I was
Or
caught up
just
on that one being a run-on sentence. That joke being
Oh,
a run-on
okay.
sentence. I was like, oh, that's clever. Oh, I wish your handwriting. We should just type these out after,
We could
because
do
then I
that.
could read them organically for the first time, as opposed to deciphering what's going on here.
You want a second to read it? I can do another.
No, I got it. This just in from the Financial Times. For the third year in a row, the best companies to invest in are the ones that employ child slaves. Their secret? Low overhead. Because they got they're low?
Oh, and also I just meant literally because you don't pay child slaves.
Oh,
anymore.
yeah. I mean,
It works on two levels.
pretty cheap labor.
Yeah, low overhead.
And, you can keep the doors small.
Exactly. They're
You
only
don't even need big buildings. Just small, low overhead.
basically their entire overhead is the hopes and dreams of these children. That's it.
And that's cheap as shit.
That costs almost no money.
Just like one really good motivational speaker.
Yeah, and that's about it.
All right, I'm gonna
Isn't that funny though? Like most of the top investment opportunities are
the shittiest.
they're just companies that employ slaves on some level. And they're like, how do they do it? The financial genius to have children do all the work in a foreign country.
He's
It's-
a real genius because he took his work overseas.
Yeah, overseas where there are no labor laws.
The lawless areas.
That's what I always say. Like if I'm ever going to invest my money and I show up to the office and no one is protesting it, I have no confidence that I'm going to see returns on this.
Yeah.
I want activist groups surrounding the building when I arrive.
You ain't trying.
Come on. Like, this is my money we're talking about, not humanity. This is another This Just In joke. I had a few of those today.
It was on the mind on the walk over.
Yeah. Well, no, I actually sat down and wrote these before you came. This just in from the Guinness Book of World Records. Plus-size singer Lizzo is officially the first person to have their cake and eat it too.
That's a good one. She's a hot topic right now.
She is
kinda.
hot. She's fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a Lizzo fan.
Yeah, I like her music.
But
And it's funny that she was so preachy and then did something so terrible. I just love like that.
was she saying you had to be fatter or skinnier to her dancers?
She was saying they had to be skinnier. And her whole thing was that like plus size people are beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And she doesn't need to lose weight. I think it's hilarious. That kind of like such blatant. It's I don't know.
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy from Lizzo. Like, yes, it's bad she treated her dancers that way, but like, surely she knew the one thing I can't do is tell them to lose weight.
It really does seem like
They were
it
hired-
was her mantra.
Yeah,
It's
they were
like-
hired for being
and
fat.
I honestly, I think she's like a pretty good looking woman, and
For someone who
know.
weighs that much, I guess.
she's a big girl, but like she looks good. I think like her personality was what I liked her. Like I was a Lizzo fan, but this kind of like it made it feel like bullshit. I don't know. It's like, well, what the hell were you talking about?
I respect the hustle. She's like, I know how to get these people. I know how to get these fans.
I have to be the big fat beautiful one.
I love how she's
skinny
looking at her 200-pound models that dance for her, and she's like, this is the perfect weight. 205, that's where I draw the line.
Thanks, bro. I didn't know you were
Yeah.
talking about me.
Oh, that's how much you weigh. But they're also like
Maybe.
5'4". Yeah.
Hey,
Or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they're more. Lizzo's got it. How much do you think Lizzo weighs?
No comment.
No comment?
I have no fucking
I would
idea.
guess like 3. Oh, can we pull up a picture of Lizzo before I guess?
This is against my morals.
You don't want to guess? You never try to just guess?
Just gets a picture of Lizzo.
Let's see here.
No, she's probably like 240.
You don't think she hits 300? I guess I need like another person. Oh, do the one on the right with the other people so we can see how tall she is. All top right. Okay. I guess we
pretty
don't know
tall.
how tall they are.
Give me a guess.
Doesn't help. How much? All right, my guess is 320. What does it say?
Said she weighed 308 at her most.
Okay.
But she lost
Close.
60 pounds, so that puts her back onto my 240.
When was this? I bet she goes up and down.
This feels
2022.
wrong. I don't like talking
Who
about this woman's
knows?
weight.
Like I said, I'm a fan of Lizzo. I like her music.
Well,
And that's also just so funny to be the fat girl and be like, you guys need to lose.
she's not fat. She's just big boned.
Yes, that's all. It's the bones shaking
She's
around
got a
as she
lot of
walks.
love to give.
That's the bones.
On our final note, did you appreciate the coffee beans? On the
I
espresso
did.
martinis? It's
I
pretty
did.
nice.
When you were putting them in, I was like, do we do that every time?
No.
I couldn't remember.
Just for these special cozy occasions.
We always drink espresso martinis when we're doing this, and today we put coffee beans, or Brian put coffee beans in them.
And to be fair, they're just coffee martinis. It's just a little shot of coffee. 2 shots of coffee.
That's good.
Yeah, not too bad.
I liked it.
All right. Well,
That's been the Moose Lounge podcast.
the Moose Pound.
The Moose Pound.
Oh,
It's
man.
espresso martini.
I
It's
do.
coffee
before,
martini.
Before we sign off, I do have to say, I went to the Jets-Giants game like a couple weeks ago, and my brother's friend's dad has a tailgate. He has a bunch of friends. They're all elder, rich gentlemen who were very fun to hang out with. And one of the guys goes like to Alaska every year for a couple months, and he hunts moose, and he makes moose sausage out of them. He didn't have any, but he was saying it's so good, and I was like, totally. I bent the knee. I was like, oh man, I would love some. Ooh, fuck
Yeah.
the moose sausage. I'm like, my baby.
I would be up for that trip, dude.
I totally
A moose
would.
hunt?
I don't know if I could shoot a moose. Honestly, that might be. I would shoot probably anything else before. I can't be my first animal I've ever
I
shot.
feel like it should be your first and last animal you shoot. You kill lots of other animals in between, but the first and last.
I don't
go
know.
to the
I'm not a
moose.
big animal slayer.
Hey,
but
I'll tell you what. We'll kill a squirrel over the weekend. Get you started.
How do we just go to the park and fucking take one out?
Rocks, not that hard.
I'm not taking one out with them. If we're doing it, we're doing it right. All right. Well, that's been the Moose Pound Lounge.
The Moose Pound Lounge, the Moose Sausage Lounge.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll see you next week. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they'll see us next week.
We'll get back on a more
We're
regular
back in
schedule.
it. Yeah. We've got another one in the chamber too. We have our controversial Bill of Rights episode.
Oh man.
Will be the one before this one.
So let us know if you
Yeah.
thought Eddie and I got too heated in the last episode.
Or if you loved the debate.
Or yeah, pick a side.